Hey guys, it's Jillian here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I'm just going to be giving you guys 5 tips on how to move out at a young age. If you're 18, 19 years old and you're really trying to get out of your parents' house for whatever reason, I'm also just going to be sharing tips that personally worked for me and what I did, and basically my story on how I got my own apartment. I get asked a lot of questions from friends and random people on my Snapchat asking me how did I get my first apartment, how am I able to live on my own, and how and where did I find the right apartment for me. I get so many questions on me being as young as I am, having an apartment, and everything that deals with it. So I'm just gonna make a video for everyone that's been asking all of these questions so you guys can know. But yeah, let's just get straight into the video. Okay, so my number 1 tip before even thinking about moving out would be, do you have a car? That was a question and not a tip, but you need a car. Depending on where you live, like if you live in maybe California or something and you can literally Uber everywhere, then great, maybe you don't need a car. But if you're planning on moving TF out of your parents' house and becoming an adult, you need a car. You need a car to get around, you need a car to get to work, you need a car to, just need a car. You need a car. If you don't have a car, I suggest saving up a little bit of money and looking online, Craigslist and other little lots selling cars. Like they might be selling cars for like $1,500 or $1,200, investing in a car that might last you like 2 or 3 years until you can save up enough money for the car you really want. Which brings me to my second tip: get a job. Get a job. And I know this probably sounds like, okay, I've been applying everywhere, and I literally just cannot find a job. For my people who have been literally applying everywhere and cannot get a job, I will be making another separate video on how to get a job at a young age. But for this video's purposes, get a job. Here in Georgia, minimum wage is $7.25. In other states, it may be higher depending on like the price of living and stuff. Get a job. I know making $7.25 seems so trash, like so trash. But if you really want to get out of your parents' house as bad as you want to get out of your parents' house, there's no other way you're going to do it. You need a job and you need a car. Point blank period. Which brings me to my third point. You guys have to save money. You have to save money. Let's say that you guys are trying to move out of your parents' house right after graduation. If you want to get out of your parents' house right after graduation, you need to be working your senior year. You need to get a job. And even though, people might not be hiring, yes, places are hiring if you're over, I think I got my first job at 16 actually. So if you're over 17 years old, you're in your senior year, get a job, get a minimum wage job, and save. Your bigger goal in mind, moving out versus like, oh my gosh, bitch, I need those lashes. Like, do you need those lashes right now, or do you want to move out right now? So save your money, save as much as you can, keep it in your savings account, do not touch it. When you want to move into an apartment, you have to move all of your stuff from one place to another place. That's going to be moving costs, moving truck, whatever. Then when you sign your lease, is it first month's rent? No, it's first month's rent plus deposit plus application fees plus credit fee plus moving out costs money. The actual process of moving out, I believe, costs more money than actually when you're actually out and just settled. So if you want to move out, save your money. That is the most important tip out of all of these tips, is to save your money. Number 4, finding an actual apartment. There are hundreds of websites to search on. Mainly the 2 that I looked on were apartments.com and Zillow.com. Both of those places have great listings. You guys are just gonna wanna type in whatever zip code, or if you have a general idea of where you wanna live, wherever you want to live, make sure that you find a good neighborhood, read the reviews in the neighborhood. Ask people that you know that may have lived in that neighborhood or still live in the neighborhood or in that area. Ask them how that area is. Visit the area a couple of times. Check it out for yourself. Go on an apartment tour. Go into these leasing offices during the middle of the day when they're all open, around noon or 1 o'clock. Go into these leasing offices and ask for a tour. They're free. All you have to have is your ID. Just go, look around, see what you like. Know what you want in an apartment and have a budget in mind. For example, me, I love garden tub. I cannot live anywhere without a garden tub. I cannot. Because I love bath bombs from Lush, and how can you do a bath bomb in a tub this tiny? You just can't, it doesn't work. So that was one of the things that I was looking for in an apartment. I have a 2-bedroom apartment and both of my bathrooms have garden tubs. So yeah, whatever fixtures, lighting, if you need a good big window, like just make sure that you have a list, not anything too crazy, because of course if you want granite countertops but your budget is $700, that's clearly not happening unless, I mean, you live in like a magical fairyland that I don't know about. Tip number 5 would definitely be learn how to budget. Cut back your bills. Think about what you really don't need. For instance, I don't watch a lot of TV. I usually just use my Fire Stick, which runs off of Wi-Fi. Therefore, I only have a Wi-Fi bill. I don't have a cable bill. For me, just having a Wi-Fi bill instead of Wi-Fi, cable, and phone saves me money. So whatever can save you money, cut back on your bills. Think about what you're actually using during the day and just be like, you know what, I don't even need this in my life, and cut it out. Whatever bills you can cut out or save money on, do it. If you think you can't save money on your light bill, turn your fucking lights off. If you think you can't save money using water or just anything, you can. You just have to be mindful of how much you're using, all your usage, and just keep it in a nutshell. Just keep it I don't know the word for this, you guys, but just keep it contained, okay? Be responsible. You want to move out, so you're going to be an adult. People are going to treat you like an adult, so you have to be responsible. Once you move out, you have to keep working. You have to keep paying your bills. It's just life. You just have to. Otherwise, you're going to fail and you're going to be back in your parents' house, and I'm pretty sure you don't want that. You want to really prepare yourself for the adult world if you feel like you were not ready for it, because I wasn't ready. Another highly suggested thing would be to find roommates. Finding roommates is the best way to save money on your rent. Me personally, I live with my boyfriend, so we split all of our bills, or whoever has the money first, they just pay the bills. So whoever, you or your boyfriend, significant other, girlfriend, whatever, work out a plan. Work out and say, okay, I'll pay the rent and I'll pay the utilities. Like, just work out something with them, and it makes it way cheaper. And all that, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get an apartment with my best friend. No, my best friend is my best friend that, but at the end of the day, your best friend might not have that rent at the end of the month. You have your half and she doesn't have her half. What's gonna happen? It's gonna tear the relationship apart. So all that best friend nonsense, nah. Find a roommate that is reliable, you know you can trust them, and they're going to pay their bills on time. And just fucking do it. Just do it. I know I probably didn't get to every single question, but if you guys have any more questions on how to move out, or if you're in the process of moving out and you're stuck or whatever, just comment down below and I'll help you as best as I can. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, buttercups.
All right.